and then I start to
stuff like that. But like we do, but like you
what is a piece? Like what is peace?
That's who I'm back to.
Okay, hi you guys, it's your girl Kiera when I'm back with another video. So welcome back to Enter Into Thoughts with Kiera podcast. And so of course, before we get into the video, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification button the next time so you can know the next time I post my next video. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. But before we get into the video, today is going to be episode 12, as you know, episode 12, standing in your power. But before we get into the video, of course, as you see, I have a special guest with me today. You want to introduce yourself? What's your name?
I gotta introduce myself.
Yes. What's your name?
Okay, I'm Raysheeda Blake.
Period. This is my hairstylist. Every time y'all be seeing my hair, this could be getting me right every time.
That's true.
Yes, every
She's
time.
Dreamy Hair Studio.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Period.
All about the slay.
You know, it's so crazy. She wanted me to show her. She's going to start her own podcast, y'all, so stay tuned. And she wanted me to show her just a little bit of the stuff that I be doing with my podcast and show her the ropes a little bit. It made me feel like I be knowing what I'm doing, you know? But
she really has a really good setup, guys. You wouldn't believe how like organized and just seamless her stuff is. So I'm like, yeah, thank you for teaching me because I had no idea. She made it really easy.
Of course. So, fun fact, y'all. I had her pick the title, right? And so she picked this title.
I did.
What made you pick this title?
I just was drawn to it. And then I also asked 2 other people what they think. And it was like, yeah, that's the one for you, basically. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, cool. I feel good about that. And then I feel like all week I had already been kind of talking about things that alluded to that topic. And so I was like, yeah, we'll just talk about that one.
Okay. What is something right now that you're in the process of trying to stand in your power in?
Okay. This week, I had been kind of down about some things and just feeling like, okay, I'm looking so far off into the future, you know, about building and just like making sure I have this, and that together that I was like beating myself up about not having whatever it is that I want versus looking back over what I do have and what it took to get there. So it's kind of like running down like your resume. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you be sitting here thinking, man, I want to do this and that, or this is the job that I want, but I don't know if I'm quite qualified for it. And then you take a look at your resume and you be like, damn, I really do have all these qualifications and certifications and things under my belt. And that's kind of what I did this week, was just taking a look over this whole year, because here we are at the end, in fourth quarter, and just looking at all the accomplishments that I did just this year alone. I actually shocked myself because here I am complaining about what I want to do before the end of the year, and I was sweating hard about it.
Yeah.
And just running down everything I did over this year, I was like, yeah, I did do that, and I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, and you know, it's so crazy. It's called us. We a lot of times lack of looking into the present moment, like living in the present moment, and then like, cause mine's the same way, where I struggle with basically allowing the past to interfere with the present, and then I would not focus on the present and try to hurry up and get to the future. And then once I learned to just see, like you said, all of the accomplishments that I have made, the growth that I have done, the person that I was a year ago that I'm not today, you know, like reflecting on those different type of things. Sometimes it could, whenever you start to focus on so much of the negative, that starts to take away all the good things that you have worked on within yourself, or the goals that you have actually reached. So it's just, I feel like it's really important to know that, to not doubt yourself, and know that you are going to be able to accomplish and do all the things that you want to do. And a lot of times we accomplish a lot of things without even realizing that it was a piece to get to the big part of it. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think with the standing in your power, it can be something as minute as having the realization that living in the now, in the present, not missing the moments, is a power that a lot of people are not able to tap into and to control, and just know, like, I'm so caught up in this phone, or I'm so caught up with what I want in the future wise. I'm missing the moment right now, like, and the joy of the journey. A lot of people fail to realize, like, to get through the alphabet, you have to start at A to get to Z. There's so many letters in between, and nobody talks about that journey, especially since we live in the world of social media where all people see is like the before and the after.
Yeah.
Oh, I know such and such. Now look at such and such on Instagram. But you don't know that person's journey to get to whatever it is that you see. You know what I'm saying? They don't show you the struggle. That's the thing. People do not show the struggle anymore. And I think that's why a lot of people are just so having problems with depression, having problems because you comparing, you know, and you seek validation in seeing other people's success and comparing it to your success. And like, dang, so-and-so did it like this. But you don't know so-and-so journey.
Exactly.
So you seeking like an invalid validation. You know what I'm saying? It's something you don't even know. You don't know. You're not minding the business that pays you. So yeah, that's a part of standing in your power too, knowing that, your journey is for you. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the moments. Know that, once you get to Z, there ain't never going back to A because that is long gone. So
yeah, because that's like you said, they don't talk about that struggle part because it's just like whenever you choose to want to start from A, a lot of people don't realize that it's hard. That's a hard journey because not only are you having to reflect on what it is that you've done to yourself. Yes, there's people that's done things to you that, you may have been in this journey of all these different type of obstacles are coming in front of you, but you have to understand, how did I place myself here? How did I even allow that person to even make me feel like I'm not able to achieve the next goal, or make this person make me feel little, or make me feel like I'm not big and you are big. So it's just like just struggling with understanding a lot. It's just like standing in your power it can come in a lot of different shapes and forms, but it's just understanding that it's not, what am I trying to say? Like, it's not like a cocky type thing. Like, it's different ways of how you can stand in your power without it coming off like you're just trying to be bigger than somebody else.
Yo, this is so funny that we're talking about this because I just watched a movie like last week or whatever, right? And the movie had my guy Jim Carrey in it, and I love me some Jim Carrey. He really does like transform, and whatever character he is, like, I believe he's that character.
Exactly.
Like, there's not a Jim Carrey movie that I haven't seen. However, this time, I'm on Amazon Prime and I've seen this movie I had never seen, and he was in it. It's called I Love You, Philip Morris.
Oh, okay.
And it's a comedy, but it's a true story. And the story is about without giving too much, because you guys just need to check it out because it's super funny and you're gonna love it. There are parts, this man scammed his way through life, basically. I mean, he scammed his way through life. Nothing that he did ever was legit, but he was just so damn smart. He broke out of prison 4 times.
Oh, wow.
And never like with a gun or held anybody hostage or anybody died or nothing like that.
Yeah.
He just was so smart that he would literally walk out the front fucking door.
Oh.
And because he embarrassed the state of Texas so badly 4 times, they threw the book at him. They gave him 144 years in prison, and he's still in there now. He only gets to come out for an hour a day.
Dang.
He has 23 hours of, solitary. One of the parts of the movie is he applied for a job, right? This dude had no qualifications, but he applied for the job. He was his own references. He lied about whoever he was, and he went into that interview believing whatever the hell he was trying to sell, and they gave him the job. Girl, he was a CFO of a $1 billion company.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, he robbed them blind, but that's not the point. The point is that he believed in himself so much. He had the confidence. It was like he was like walking it like he talked it. And that's the thing. Like a lot of the times, if you walk it like you talk it, or if you just have the confidence to do whatever, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Because really, it's about not only if you believe you could do it, is if you can make others believe that you could do it. Because there's so many people that be at jobs and shit, and they'll be so confident. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
No, they don't know nothing. They
have
just
no idea what you're doing, but you believe it. So it makes me believe that you do know what you're doing, but you really don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's some people who are like working job. I remember I worked a job and I couldn't believe they were letting me do certain things.
Yeah.
I was like, yo. They're letting me be in charge of this. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes if you, like I said, if you walk it like you talk it, if you have the confidence, then people are gonna you could have like very little education on something, but if you are standing in your truth about it, I'm gonna go with her.
Yeah. Nothing can stand in your way whenever stuff like that happens.
Even me as a stylist, you know what I'm saying? I am not I'm not Mrs. fucking know-it-all when it comes to the hair care industry. There are things that I still don't know.
Yeah.
However, there are things that I do know, and I stand true and firm in that.
Yeah.
My clients trust what I say. Like, I'm gonna believe what Sheeta's saying because she's so well versed at what it is that she does know. That's the thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's more, and then it's just like you can tell that you are passionate within what you do. Absolutely. So it's just like, yes, you could have this confidence within yourself to show that you're able to do it, but I feel like the longevity comes from whenever you actually genuinely enjoy what you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I never want to be in a position where I'm unhappy with my main thing in life.
Yeah.
And your main thing in life is your job. You spend most of your time at your job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're there more than you are at home with your friends, with your partner, whatever. You are at that job. I can't even imagine doing something for 8 to 12 hours a day that I hate.
Yeah.
I can't even. When COVID happened, that really opened my eyes to being confined to the house like that and not being able to just do whatever I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. Yeah. I knew that whenever we were able to come up out of that, I wasn't saying no to nothing. And it was never going to be a time where I would put something on the back burner. Like, I'll take that vacation next year.
Yeah.
I'll buy that purse next year.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
I'm buying it. I want
right
it.
now.
I want it now.
Yeah.
And that's that on that. Because we were like literally working to pay bills and we were going to die like that.
Yeah. Basically.
COVID came and we were all scared that we were going to really die.
Yeah.
And when I look back on it, I was working and bending over backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, to please people and clients. And hold on, I'm sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. And I just realized like I didn't want to live like that anymore. And that in itself helped create boundaries, help create a better work-life balance. Just having the realization of just being like, you know what? I choose me. Yeah. And my happiness and being able to move forward and walk in that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to even just. And I think that's a lot of why the economy is the way it is too. People not wanting to work, or it's making it seem like people not wanting to work, but it's not that. People don't enjoy
what it is that's being offered. And so it's just like, if I don't enjoy what's being offered, why would I even want to even put in the effort or put in that willpower to be able to go and do all these things that I want to achieve if I don't even want to make the money at those type of places? But then sometimes you got to make those sacrifices though. Sometimes you got to.
It's about what's the balance it is for you. When I remember my mom, my mom lived in California. We're from San Diego. And we had moved to Oklahoma and my mom hated it. My mom hated being here. So many times we would come back here because financially, we weren't doing. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Bless you.
Thank you. Financially, we weren't doing so well in California. The price of living is quite expensive.
Yeah.
And my mom had 4 kids and single parents. She wasn't doing so well when it came to that. And so many times we would move back and forth from Oklahoma to San Diego. And I'm like, Mom, every time we're in, I remember having this conversation with her as a young girl. I had to be like 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah.
Having a conversation. I'm like, Mom, why don't we just stay in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Every time we are in Oklahoma, we do so good. You're working. We have a car. We have a home. Like, there's no issues. Like, you know. And I remember her telling me, like, as a kid, looking me dead in the face, like, I'd rather be homeless and happy than to live there. I'm miserable there. I hate it there. As a kid, I couldn't quite grasp exactly, you know. All I knew is that when I was in Oklahoma and my mom lived there, I didn't really want for anything.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have any fucking issues at all. But when we were in California, you know, came home some days and maybe the lights were off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We ate bone soup. I don't know if you know what that is. No. You know what I'm saying? So I knew things in California weren't all that good, even though, you know, the sun was shining and the weather was great. But as I got older, I realized, you know, that type of happiness leads to other things. When you are not stable mentally in your surroundings, if your basic necessities are not being met, then like it's a no-go. Yeah. And being unhappy that way, like how can you function? How can you even meet your basic necessities if you can't even mentally be present? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So being able to find that, standing in that type of power of being like, you know, I realized that this is not for me. Yeah. And whatever that is. And, you know, she made those choices to, you know, do whatever it is she did. But
I feel like it's just being self-aware of what it is that, like, I don't know. I understand, like, it's okay to make sacrifices, but it's also important to just live in the suffering sometimes, because a lot of times we be thinking that the suffering is gonna hurt us. Oh yeah. But a lot of times it's a lesson that it teaches us things that we never even imagined that it would have taught us or took us into. So it's just like taking out that time to understand that, yes, I may not like that I have to, for example, like not talk to X, Y, and Z because X, Y, and Z is choosing to be however they want to be, but I thought we was cool. You have to learn how to just take the high road out and just take them bumps. And a lot of times them bumps turns into blessings, but it's all in what you choose to allow, if that's what you choose for it to, you know, turn into. Because sometimes you can allow it to be so worried about, oh, it's not working out how I want it to work, or it don't look how I want it to look, oh, it's not this or it's not that. And it's just like, but it's something, it's getting you somewhere. It's something that helps you in some type of way where you're able to move, you're able to have a roof over your head. You may not like the city, but you have a house. You may not like that you have to drive this distance, but you have a car. So it's just like, it's just understanding and appreciating what you have in order for you to be able to know how to stand within the power of things. Because sometimes we be, like I said, we just don't want to be in the mess. We don't want to be in the chaos. We just want it to be pretty.
At all times. Yeah. You know, nobody wakes up and be like, you know what, today I want to break down. Today, break me down. Today, I want to be broken. Today, I want to celebrate being broken. You know, break me down. Let this be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Let it be one thing after another. Nobody wants to wake up like that. But you look in hindsight, whenever you're broke and broken down or being like at your lowest point, you realize that like, yo, I was broken down into pieces, down to my last nothing, not realizing that is so I could be built back up. Yeah. You know, because you can't, and once you go down, there's no way but up. Yeah. And every time I look back at the times where I feel like I was at my lowest, when I say my comeback was always so strong, that type of motivation that you get from being down that low, yeah, you can't get that on a daily I wish that I could search for that type of motivation on a daily to be like, yo, where is that to make me like really beat my feet? I've seen people come up out of like, I mean, the worst.
Yeah.
Swinging. You know what I'm saying? But if it was not for that situation, where would they be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if everything was just copacetic and cool and coasting all the way through, I don't think that they would have or be who they are without having that breakdown.
Exactly.
So it is something to really celebrate because it's like, God damn, I was so broke down. Now I'm built all the way up and I'm a superhuman now. Versus being like, yeah, everything was cool all the way through.
Yeah, knowing that it wasn't cool, but you don't want to even talk about the chaos or the mess that may have came with where you are right now, because you may feel like it may take away from it or it may overshadow it. But in reality, it's you helping somebody that may be going through a storm and may feel like it may not come out in the end. They may not be able to be like, oh, I'm going to stand in my power in this moment. And
I literally just said that to my
so
best
crazy
friend. How it just comes like that. But I just said to my best friend the other day, this Jada Pickett stuff, right? Because right now that's everywhere, right? And people are like, I'm so tired of hearing Jada. I'm so tired of this, and that. And it's like, yeah, you're tired of it. But at the time when people were speculating what was going on, they wanted her to speak. I do wish that she would have spoke then instead of like waiting now to let loose all these things, because it's not hitting like it would have. You know what I'm saying? Because her coming out being like, you know, Tupac has alopecia, that's wild. Yeah. Like, are we talking about Tupac really having alopecia right now? That's, you could have kept that to yourself. Yeah. I feel that. However, like when I look at like Tia Mari or whatever, the twin, and how, you know, she's got a divorce now, I wish that she would speak. Like she says little tidbits here and there, but it's more like uplifting shit. Yes. But it's like my best friend was like, yeah, I wish she would speak too, but all she's doing is getting dressed and dancing on TikTok. Like, you know, that's all I see. And it's like, Tia, we want to know your process. We want to know your healing process. Because though you look beautiful, you look happy, you look like you still being a mom, we know you over there going through something too. And you don't know how your story would be so helpful to us. And so many people want to celebrate just her looking like that. But for the everyday woman who has been a mother, has been a wife for the last 20 years of her life, and now she's getting ready to go through a divorce, she has no idea how to get from that feeling to that of being like just putting a smile on and being able to dance to a favorite TikTok song. Yo, it's times where she's in the car crying. Show me that. Show me how you got through that. You know what I'm saying? Show me the real. And that's the thing. People don't show the struggle. Yeah. All we see is Tia getting her makeup done, getting her hair done every week, and getting dressed and doing the new TikTok dance. We don't really see her struggling with them 2 kids after divorce. We don't see that. Yeah, like the ins and outs of how did you overcome that battle that you was facing, or how did you overcome just being within that mindset, or being within having to at one point thinking that was your best friend, and now that's not your best friend no more. Like that's not easy to go through. So it's just like with me, for instance, something that I've been learning to do right now, which is so crazy that you picked this topic because we had talked a little bit about it, is like standing within my power and taking my power back from people that thought that they could use certain things against me, use my big heart against me, just like different things where it was like at one point I wanted to stop sharing my heart. Like I wanted to just be to myself and just not talk to nobody. But then God was like, no, you're going through this because I'm teaching you it is okay to have a big heart, but you have to learn of who you share your heart with and who you don't share your heart with. Absolutely. And stop ignoring things. So it's like if you want to stand in your power, stop allowing others to take it away from you. Absolutely. So it's just like you keep allowing these people to have this type of control over how Kiara moves, how Kiara thinks, how Kiara's going to react, all these different type of things. And you're losing focus and sight of the whole point is I'm trying to teach you of how to stand within Kiara and how to be okay with people not liking you, how to be okay with people not necessarily wanting to agree and walk in the way that you walk in. It's okay, but I just need you to learn that within you and not worry about what they got going on. Absolutely. Because a lot of times, especially like in relationships, regardless if it's like a a partnership with you and another person, or if it's like a friendship or even with your parents or whatever, being submissive or being vulnerable in those relationships does not mean that you have to give them power. It's just giving them opportunity and space to walk into your space, or to have your spaces overlap. Is you don't have to give power away for that. And that's hard to really like grab hold of that type of concept, because for so many times, especially in women, Black women, we're so strong all the time that when we get in a relationship, our love offering is to lay our swords down, to lay all of our ammunition down and say, come on over. You know what I'm saying? Which in a way, you know, allows us to get beat up or shot or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? We got our guard down. And that's how you get, you know, stabbed a few times. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a, you know, you don't necessarily have to put your guard down, but you can, you know, you can change it. It's interchangeable. It don't have to be bricks. You know, it could be mesh. But it still needs to be something
in between
with anybody. That is something really hard to learn. And that is something that when you do learn it, that's a power too. Learning that guard that you have is interchangeable. It doesn't have to just be bricks. You can change it to whatever you want it to, as long as you turn that dial. That is,
it's like an important, that's like a power within itself too, because you're learning how to have strength and power within yourself and knowing of who you are, and nobody can change your mind of who you are. Nobody can be like, oh, you like blue, even though you telling them that you like pink, and they like, no, you like blue. And it's like, nah, like at that point you just know, you know not to talk to that person, you know not to sit there and argue with them, because at the end of the day you know what you like, and there's no need to try to just convince somebody to believe what it is that you already know of what it is. Like,
that's a key within itself too, because standing in your own power is knowing yourself well enough to know those things. Knowing yourself well enough to know that you can stand there. Now somebody can introduce you into something new. I can say, you know, Kiera, look at that shade of pink, you like that? It's nice, huh? And you can like that. However, you are strong enough to know yourself that ultimately the color you like is blue. But there are people out there who are not strong enough to know that their color is blue, and that just because I introduced you to the pink, now pink is your favorite color. You giving yourself that much to, you know what I'm saying? That happens all the time. And that is a power within itself, to be able to stand firm and be like, yeah, that's cool, but blue is my color. Or not even have to vocalize it, just know it within yourself. That's a cool color. I like that. I like that pink. That's cool.
And just acknowledging it and just keep it pushing.
Blue is still my color. You know what I'm saying? But there are people who will be like, yeah, pink is the new thing. What?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But it goes like that, and it happens so effortlessly all the time now. More than you know.
It do. Sadly. But you know, I feel like honestly, another thing, like with, like, you know, standing in your power, I feel like talking about times where like you wasn't standing in your power, like with your, just something that you feel that you had to learn how to take it back. Like, what was something that made you fall down at one point and you had to build yourself back up to have that power within it?
For me, I have oldest sibling syndrome. I'm the oldest sister. And I'm a Scorpio. And I am Mrs. Fix It. That is my problem. You tell me a problem, I'm trying to fix it. You didn't even ask me to fix it. I'm gonna fix it. That's my thing. I desire to be wanted and needed in a way. And if I'm not, then I feel useless. And sometimes I go out of my way to be so helpful to my siblings or to my family members, off the strength of that they're going to do the same for me.
Okay.
That is not the case. I'm not saying that they love me any less than I love them or anything, but it's unrealistic to think that they would do half the shit that I do for them or that I would do for them. It's unrealistic.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even be putting that on them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that could be so disappointing and feel like such a slap in the face. And putting family first all the time before myself, that shit'll eat you alive,
man.
Because somebody always needs something. Somebody always wants something. And if you're not making room for yourself and the things that you want and you need, then you get lost and you get caught up.
Yep.
This last year has been so hard on me to just be like, oh, Raysheeda, what do you want to do? Somebody asked me that.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, Raysheeda, what do you want? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Yo, I say I don't know so much. It's not even funny because I never even just sat and thought about what is it? What do I want? What do I need? What is it? I don't know because I'm so worried about everybody else. So that has been something within itself, just learning how to stand in that, like me, me. And it's easier said than done. And I didn't realize that it is very hard to know. Yo, and it might come so effortlessly for other people to just be like, I know I want this, I need this, and I'm gonna get this. And no, it's not that easy for others, especially when my whole life has been about others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even like my job, I'm a stylist. I cater to men and women. It brings me, it is a high that I get that I am addicted to. Yeah. And it's a part of my passion for doing hair. If you come sit in my chair and for whatever reason you spilling the beans about life's hardships and you're stressed out and I see it in your hair and all of that and you ain't been doing too well with it. I sit you down, I do your hair, I turn you back around to that mirror and the confidence that automatically switches inside of you, you walking different, you didn't left that bonnet on my station or that wig is still left on my station. You out the door. Like a girl, I'm about to go to Walmart. Yeah. I'm about to walk down the Target aisles because somebody gonna see this. Yeah. That type of, I'm addicted to that. Yeah. And that's serving. That's a part of serving. That's a part of me fixing something. That's a part of me adding confidence to somebody or adding value to somebody. I'm addicted to that. Yeah. That plays a huge part in being able to do that in a family style or relationship style. That becomes very much so addicting. So being able to unlearn that behavior and like create balance for that at this big age that I'm at, that's really hard.
But the part is that a lot of people don't realize is that you're aware of it. You're aware of it. You're trying to find ways to do it without changing you, but putting it in a form where whatever you can apply within yourself to where it can help you learn from it and grow from it. So the fact that you're even at a place of even being self-aware, seeing that, oh, that ain't gonna work for me, or that makes me feel like a little bit less than what I need to feel today. Those type of things are important because you're being self-aware. Yeah. And you're acknowledging it. So it's just like whenever you're doing those things, it's just like you want better for yourself. You want to do better for yourself. You want to see yourself in a better way. You want to continue with being in your power without also depleting your power. You want to continue with making sure that it's a cycle and it's not just a cycle that keeps being the same old thing where ain't nothing changed, but a cycle where it's like a flow where things are changing, things are going. Other new things that you may not even came upon before may come in front of you, but now at least it's a new thing versus you digging the same old hole, doing the same old thing. It's like you patched up that hole and now let's move forward.
Oh my God. Patched up the hole was crazy to use because for so long, I always felt like I am in a boat. And there's bullet holes all in the boat and it's filling up with water and I got my hands on all the holes. It's my job to make sure that the boat doesn't sink. That's how I felt for years. And with that, my desirement is to be able to fulfill with being filled.
Yeah.
And for so long, I was fulfilling others' cups, and nobody was filling my cup up.
Yeah.
Now it's about filling my own cup up, and if I have enough to spare,
Yeah.
to fill your cup up with that as well. So that's a power.
Yeah, it is.
That's a power.
Yeah, it is. It's a power within wanting the best for you possible, wanting to see yourself prosper and different type of things. Because I feel like with me, with my downfall was whenever I got sick. I wasn't really sick, but I was just depressed, and I just lost a whole bunch of weight at a rapid pace, and getting blood work done. Don't know what's going on with me. I'm getting frustrated because I don't really know what's going on, thinking it's because I smoke, so then stop smoking, stop doing a whole bunch of things. Then come to find out it was things that I didn't heal within myself. It was things where I was blaming myself for things, blaming myself for relationships not working out the way it's supposed to work out, blaming myself for not listening to what my mama told me to do, and now she's right, and now I'm upset that she's right. Not taking the opportunity to put myself out there at work and be transparent with people and show them of who Kiera is. It's just different type of things that I was just beating myself up about, that I made my own self sick. And I was at one point where I was just gonna let it just take me. Like I was just gonna just let it be whatever it was. Like if I'm sick, I'm sick, and that's cool. And I remember my god sister Briere, she was like, "What you just say?" And I was like, if I'm sick, then it is what it is. Like at this point, like she could tell that I was just tired. And she was like, "I don't care what you do, but we not claiming that." She was like, that's not what we're gonna do. So I need you to work on your mindset. And it was like a moment where it was just like those words help light a fire within me to want to do better for me. And not, because then I felt bad. I'm like, wow, like that's a lot of pressure for her to put on herself to try to keep me to want to push to want to be better or want to be healthy again. So I had to want to be healthy for myself. And it was so crazy because, I'm real spiritual. And my biggest person that came around me was my Aunt Dorothy whenever I got sick, because she was also sick with cancer. And I remember just being in my house, just being in my closet, you just crying, because it's just so many things that's just happening, and you just can't get your hand on any of it, and it's just everything's just slipping in between your hands like quicksand. And I remember what she just gave me, like it was like a video that got sent to me, and it was just letting me know that no, just because you want to give up, we not ready for you. So just because you talk about it is what it is, right now I'm letting you know that it's not going to take you, and I need you to fight for your own self. Because if you keep allowing this to take you, then you're going to be up here and we weren't even ready for you. This wasn't even your time. So at this point, that's on you if you make this happen. So it was like a moment of, okay, so then I started to just change my mindset. I started journaling more. I started praying more. I just started to try to like change the people that was around me, my own bad habits of things that I was doing to my own self, pinning myself to the wall to the point where I'm beating up my own self before somebody else beat me up. And it was just things that I had to really build within myself. And I went to my doctor, and he was like, how you gain your weight back? He's like, have you been taking your iron pills or anything? I'm like, I lied to him and I said, yeah, but I didn't take none of them pills, because I just felt like I knew whatever it is that he thought of what it was, I knew it wasn't that. And I gained all my weight back. I started to just love Kiera again. I started to, even like recently now, it's enhanced even more than what it was back then. Like now it's like I'm at a place where no man, woman, child, sibling, anybody could tell Kiera anything about Kiera, period. Unless it's something to educate me or to help me learn a lesson or to help me see things in a better way, to help me develop more than what I am now. I no longer allow any type of negativity or any type of disruption or somebody else's insecurities to dim my light anymore. So it was just like, now I learned to stand in my power, but then understanding that like I'm a very powerful person. Just me being Kiera and me being who I am, like the aura that I bring is just it could be a lot sometimes. And I used to be afraid of that because I'm like, well, then that comes with a lot of things. Like that comes with attention. That comes with, people not liking me because I have this aura about me that I can't help. Like I was born like this. Like what you mad at me for? So it was just like those different type of things that I had to build with the confidence within myself to understand that other people's projections you can no longer allow those people's projections to affect what Kiera has going on. And just understanding that it's not your fault. It's not your responsibility. It's not like none of that you doing. Your cup empty. Like you said, your cup empty as hell. That's why you was in that space where you was sick. You didn't know what to do. You over here getting all these different type of doctor's appointments, and you having pain in certain areas on your side, and then them having to do a whole x-ray on your body trying to figure out what's going on. And the whole time you're going through all of these disruptions, all these negative people that you making excuses of, oh, they'll get better, or oh, they'll one day, they'll get their power back. Like, I'm just trying to help them see it. And it's like, God be like, no, like, I put you in their lives for them to see what power looks like. I didn't put you in their lives for you to just continue with being in their faces and trying to help them, because that's not your job. Because now they taken away the power that I was trying to help you show them of what it looks like. Absolutely. And I didn't realize that. But now with growing more and growing within myself and growing within just understanding the aspects of life and the important things, and it helps me understand that, like, I get it now. Like, I get why it's important to be quiet sometimes. I get why it's important to just mind your business, and why it's important to just plan. Write down your stuff. Write down whatever it is that you want to do for yourself, and allow God to take you on that journey. Stop rushing things. Stop trying to put your hand in the cookie jar every time. You're always just trying to do something. Just chill out, Just enjoy the ride.
I say that all the time. Like, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And that is so true. And it's like when you get taken for a spiritual roller coaster with him in that way, boy, is it a roller coaster. Because a lot of the times when you make the plan to do whatever it is that you're going to do, and you don't put him first in the plan, you are going to bump your head so much.
Man.
Versus just telling him what it is that you want, or you want to do, and him connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I first opened the salon, I had a panic attack. I was like going through it. I was like, there's no way. I beat myself up. And I just was like, you know what? Lord, if you say it's going to happen, if you say this is for me, then we're going to do it. And once I literally truly gave it up to God, I mean, beautiful things just started happening. Doors started opening. I cannot even tell you to this day where that money came from,
man,
to even put down the first and last month's rent, the deposit, get the money for the chairs, the stations, the mirrors. I don't know where that money came from to this day. But it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even like with COVID, I gave it up to God for that. That whole time we were in the pandemic, I still had to pay rent at home and at the salon. I don't know where that money came from, because we wasn't doing no hair.
Yeah.
We wasn't doing we couldn't do it nothing.
Yeah.
But that rent was still getting paid, and bills were still getting paid, and that's only because God did it. I cannot tell you where that money came from, swear, because we wasn't really working. We wasn't doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? My man had the bills at the house, you know what I'm saying? But other than that,
it's like, how is this even operating?
I don't know how we were surviving, you know what I'm saying? Other than the fact that God just really showed up and really did his big one on us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But something that you said too that I thought was really cool was like, God wants you to show off your power. That is so true. One of the things that like I do is I set an alarm every day to pray at 10:45.
Okay.
If you are one of my clients and you been with me at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you know that 10:45 that alarm is gonna go off. No matter what we doing, we have to pray. You don't have to pray with me. I have to stop and pray. I think that God gets so much joy from me from just doing that, because I don't know. I'm doing it for me because I want the habit of praying more. That's why I started doing it, because I wanted to be in the habit of just speaking to God more, and but not knowing the effect that it may have on other people seeing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, she just prayed.
Yeah.
At 10:45, she's in the middle of washing hair.
Yeah.
She stopped. She prayed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I've had clients be like, you know what? I'm about to set me an alarm.
Yeah.
You know, just set you an alarm at the appropriate time for you to just stop and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got an Apple Watch, that Apple Watch will tell you it's time to stand up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it'll tell you it's time to breathe. It's time to breathe.
Yeah.
Why this Apple Watch ain't telling me it's time to pray?
Yeah.
Hey, you're not doing nothing right now. It's time to pray.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, those are things. Those are reminders that we really need throughout the day. And I think that that's a part of standing in your power as well, as being more mindful about the relationship that you're building spiritually as well with God.
Yeah, because I feel like that's where you get your power from. He's the reason of why you even have power in the first place. So that's something that I definitely learned through my journey.
Building that relationship makes you more powerful. It unlocks new levels,
man,
that you didn't even know. Like, that's all up in me.
Yeah,
you unlocking level. Okay, episode 5.
Man, that's what I'm saying.
So
yeah, because it's just like, it's like a moment of just like a realization of like, wow, like I really did that.
Yeah,
and it's just like with like there's people, they'll come up to me, and I had this experience where it was I'm not gonna say her name, but it was a young lady that I work with. We were sitting together, and she was like, Kiera, it was one day where you just told me, it was a customer, he had just cussed me out, he called me all different types of stuff, and I was just having a really bad day that day, and you just looked at me and you was just like don't allow that to determine of where you go within this job, because there's people who just have bad days. There's people who hate the world, and that's just the, you know, the life of it. I used to hate that stuff. I used to not understand it, like, why they hate the world. Like, why not just look at the better things of it? And it's just like, some people don't want to. They know that there's better things, but they just choose to be in darkness. And she was just saying how that moment helped her, like, just progress and want to do better and want to just keep going and keep being the best her possible. And that made me feel good. It was just like, wow, just those little words, it wasn't even a lot, made her want to have, just build within her own self and grow within her own self to overcome that battle of that customer cussing her out.
Absolutely.
So it's just like, you don't even realize how much, like, by showing your power, by living in your power of what God has created within you, you don't even realize of what you're doing around others. Like, so like with you, with the 10:45, with the alarm, you're helping people see that it's okay to just pray. You don't have to get on your knees. You could just stand there and just talk. Like, it's just different ways of how you're able to get your message out there without feeling like you have to do it in a way of how they try to teach us or how to show us. Because it's just one little simple thing. Sometimes I just talk in the car, and that'd be my prayer for the day.
Your story is a ripple effect. That is the power within itself.
Yeah.
Not knowing how your story is tied into somebody else's. That is a ripple effect.
Yes.
That is so overlapping, and my life is connected to so many other people's. Not even just through hair, but just through
life in general. You
know, even social media, my life is connected to others. It's a ripple effect. There are women that I know for a fact have done things that they saw me do afterwards. Not on no copycat shit, like, you know, nothing like that, but just on some, like, Raysheeda did it, I can too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and I love that for them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a open book type of person. Holla
Yeah.
at me, I'm gonna holla at you about it. You know what I'm saying? But there are things that people do after me, and it's a ripple effect. You know what I'm saying? And I think being able to stand in that type of power of being like, you know what, I'm gonna own this. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna be transparent.
Yes.
That is a beautiful thing because it can be so helpful. And that's another thing what I'm saying, going back to Tia Mari, you know, I do want to see her real journey.
Yeah.
Because it would be so helpful to so many other women who look just like her.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, girl. I will say this, being transparent about a lot of things and also being so transparent on social media, you do got the crazies out there that make you want to be quiet because not you feel like you really know me.
Yeah. Just because you see me on Instagram posting a picture and all this other stuff.
Oh my God. There are so many women who come up to me and say things to me to my face. You would think that they know me. You do not know me. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
They'll just start coming up and talk to me because they think they know me via Facebook or via Instagram or, you know, or you see me on my other friends. You know, you think you really know me and you don't, and they'll just say things to me that's like wild.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you do not know me, which makes me feel like how Young Miami from the City Girls, you know, she used to get so mad when people would be like, Carisha. She's like, don't call me Carisha. You don't know. Call me. Now it's a whole thing. This girl has made so much money off of Carisha now. You know, Carisha Please is so big.
Man.
People, she embraced it because it was never going to stop.
Exactly.
Because people think that they know her like that. Once they found out her real name was Carisha, it was over.
Oh, yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, when people start feeling like they know you, they get to kind of talking to you kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
They do, unfortunately.
That shit's wild. Like,
it is.
You have to really look at people and be like, yo, okay, have a great day.
Yeah.
You know? And just let that be because it gets
because
crazy.
then because that's a whole nother thing, because it's just like those be them type of people that they know you got power. Them type of people spiritual. So it's, you know, whenever people be like, oh, they got a spirit on them, it can be a dark spirit or it can be a light spirit. So it's just like whenever dark spirits can see the light, they see it and they try to destroy it, boy, because that power, what you got power for? Who said you can have that power? I ain't say you can have that power, so let me take that away from you. Let me suck your jaw.
You can't have that power over me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. That's them people that they purposely try to sabotage or purposely try to get reactions out of you to where you can take away from the power that you built for yourself.
And because it's a temporary power move for them, it's like they are so empty where they are that anything that they can use to charge them, it's a fake charge.
Yeah.
It's a fake charge. It's not a real charge.
Yeah.
Anything that they can use to gain somebody else's power, it feels like a fill up to them. Feels like they're being fulfilled. However, they not. That's why they keep moving in such a darkness spirit because they're following the wrong path.
Exactly.
If they would go by the light, then they would feel more fulfilled. Then that temporary shit is kind of like, you know, eating a salad versus a burger.
Facts.
You know, you're going to be fuller longer, have more energy to move around like you want to when you have something healthier, fulfilling to eat versus having something heavy that's going to make you feel full in that moment. But once it's gone, you back starving again.
Yeah, and now you about to go find another charge that you can leech off of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why it's important to have your power, because if you don't, then them leeches will get you.
And that, so far in this conversation, we learned that power comes from learning yourself, having a set relationship with God.
Yep.
Not allowing outside negativity to penetrate you, but ultimately learning who you are. All
in the end of learning who you are to where you can continue with going on the journey that is destined for you.
Absolutely. And
not worrying about other people's journeys. Just worry about your journey, and God will also add in the ones that you need along that journey.
Absolutely.
But just know that it is going to be a lonely journey, but you're never alone, but it is a lonely journey in order for you to make sure that the power that you built within yourself, that God don't want nobody to say that I did that. I did that for them. A lot of times you are by yourself because of that. It's not because He's trying to hurt you. It's just He's trying to protect you.
And definitely God wants you to show off His creation. He created you, and it is your job to show off His work. So standing in your power in public is the biggest refill that you could ever have, is publicly showing the power that you do have, not being quiet about it, showing, the A to B, the A to Z, and everything in between. This is my power. This is how I got it. This is how I use it. And this is how it's beneficial to me. Period. That's a big thing.
I love that. So before we end the video, you guys, I'm going to pull my card like we always do, like any other old day. For the ones who made it to the end, know what's up. Okay, so this one is this is the 7th chakra. So this one is that one. So that's like your the one at the very top. Yes, the 7th one. Your crown.
Okay.
This purple. I don't know why they have it pink on there, but it's purple. And so it says selflessness. And so it says I am kind to all. I am aware that everything I do or say affects others. I will help those who seek it, and I will seek out ways to be of service. I develop an attitude of looking for ways to help others instead of always waiting to be asked. Everything I do from a spiritual perspective, and I put my heart into it.
Don't you see? You see what I mean? I was just telling her before we even started this, like, I believe so much in the spiritual world. I believe so much in things aligning that the way that they do. But when they do align and it's like right in your face, when it's like still mind blowing. That
it is.
Because out of all the cards.
I know. Crazy. And I shuffled those before we even started too.
Out of all the cards.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. I like that a lot. And so you guys, I hope y'all guys enjoyed this video. Of course, before we end it, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, of course, to where you'll know whenever I post my next video. Just know I love you guys, and I hope y'all enjoyed this topic. Peace, love, blessings. Bye, you guys.